Hey guys, this is Sean from The Sean Trace Show, and this is my new podcast called Growing Money with Sean Trace. Now, this podcast is all about financial growth, and I am not a financial guru, and that is what I want people to know. I am coming into this project as a beginner, as someone who is trying to learn myself, and I am expanding what I know step by step. And you can too, and that's what the whole theme of this podcast is about. It's about growing and learning. Now, this week, we're going to be talking about the importance of failure in business and entrepreneurship. Why would you want to fail? Because failure is an important part of the entrepreneurial process. Now, today, we're going to look at the importance of failure and some of the ways that failure can be a tool. Now, the first one up, failure fosters learning and growth. Now, what are we talking about here? Well, failure provides opportunities to learn from mistakes and make improvements, leading to personal and professional growth. Now, let's imagine that you're opening up a new company. You go about making this company, everything's going well, and then it falls apart. And you have to go back to the drawing board. Now, by doing so, you are inevitably faced with two choices. Learn from your mistakes and try something new, or give up and walk away. Both of them might be good ideas. Maybe you need to walk away and go back to something else that is more fitting for you. But maybe you can adapt and learn from the ideas and create something awesome. Now, here's a good example. An entrepreneur may fail at a marketing campaign and use that experience to refine their strategy and improve future campaigns. It might not seem straightforward, but if you can adapt to failure and figure out why you failed, and change that, it allows you to learn and grow. Now, again, this might not always be easy. It might be humbling to see that you did something wrong. But if you can go out and do this, you will find the level of success that you're seeking, or at least an improvement. And an improvement is a big step on your journey to success. What's the next reason that failure is important? Well, failure inspires creativity. When entrepreneurs encounter obstacles and setbacks, they are forced to think outside the box and come up with innovative solutions. Now, I don't know if you remember those. Now, I bought a chair last week, and I put this chair together. It's not IKEA, but it's an IKEA type chair. And it's one of those ergonomically friendly chairs. Right now, it's got some wood glue that's drying, so I'm not sitting on it. But it's a really cool chair. And when I bought this chair, I got it home, I put it together, and it was the wrong size. Some things didn't fit. So I had to get a little bit creative and start trimming pieces of wood down so that they would fit together. And after I did that, well, it didn't kind of hold together as well as it could. So I got some wood glue and I glued that thing together, and now it's rock solid. But it didn't fit together the right way in the beginning. And that is just like life. There are so often that we're going to get ideas or things that come together that they don't fit right away. Maybe different people on your team are not a good match. So you have to find a way to either create a better team or to work with their individual strengths to match them together. And this is your journey. This is what you have to do. It's up to you to get creative to put everything together. Now, what's an example? An entrepreneur may fail at creating a product and use that experience to develop a new, innovative product that solves a customer's problems. Now, this is a tale as old as time. People come up with ideas that solve problems, and it might even be something that solves one of their problems. And this is one of the greatest innovations that people can come up with, is something that you would use every day. And when that product hits the market, people didn't even realize they needed it, but it changes the whole game. It comes from creativity. Now, what's the next way that failure can be good? Failure builds resilience. This is important. In the face of failure, entrepreneurs must develop resilience and the ability to persevere, leading to personal growth and strength to overcome future challenges. Now, I don't know about you, but I have failed so many times. And it is tough to get up at times. It is tough to keep going. This current iteration of my business is probably about the fourth. And the first couple times were not as successful as I would have liked. But I'm going back at it. I'm standing back up and saying, all right, how can we make changes to get ahead this time? And you know what? So far, so good, because I'm learning from my past mistakes. And this is the same for many people. Their winning doesn't come from just the first try. It comes from standing back up every time they fall down and trying again. Now, here's an example. An entrepreneur may experience a setback in funding and use that experience to develop a more resilient mindset and find alternate ways to fund their business. Now, however you do it, whatever it is that you need to be resilient in, Find the way that works for you. Make it work and make it uniquely yours. What's the next way failure can be helpful to a business person? Well, failure encourages experimentation. Entrepreneurs who embrace failure are more likely to experiment and try new things, leading to breakthrough innovations and opportunities. Now, what does that mean? If we don't try new things, then we might never really achieve our potential or our company's potential. And it requires experimentation to try something new. We might have a way that we do things again and again and again. Well, it might not be the right way, or it might not be the best way. But if you can embrace your failures and go, you know what, this thing that I tried didn't work out. Well, maybe try something new that does. And maybe trying something new comes down to you realizing that the old way isn't going to work anymore. And when you go at it, it works perfectly. Now, what else can we try? Well, failure can lead to new opportunities. Sometimes failure can lead to unexpected opportunities or avenues for growth. One of my favorite terms is failing forward. It's when people fail, it actually is a good thing. That you fail into a new opportunity, or you fail into something positive. Maybe you absolutely fail your business. And when you're going to commiserate with someone and you speak with a friend about your failed business, he goes, you know what? I just failed at my business too. This is what I learned. And you guys come together and create a new company that succeeds. Maybe you needed to have that failure to happen so that you could achieve something even bigger with your new business partner. Now, we don't know what those new opportunities might be, but if we can be open to them, they can come and manifest in our lives. Now, an example might be an entrepreneur may fail at a product and realize that there is an unmet need in the market, leading them to develop a new product to meet that need. This is just one way that failure can lead to new opportunities. Now, how else can failure help us? Well, failure builds character. I remember when I was a kid and something bad would happen and my grandpa would go, that builds character, son. And I was like, I hate that statement, but it was so true. Overcoming failure requires perseverance, determination, and a willingness to take responsibility for mistakes, leading to personal growth and leadership skills. Now, this is something I had to learn. When my business fails, it comes back on me. And I have to adapt to that failure and make changes to make things succeed. Now, an entrepreneur may fail at managing their team and use that experience to develop better leadership skills and become a more effective manager. This is something that I am currently learning because I do not do things right all the time and I have to adapt. And you can too. You can take your failures and build character and be resilient, to learn to smile through your obstacles and learn that no matter what comes at you, you can adapt. Right now, I've got this light that's creeping into my shot and I should have closed the curtain before I started filming. But you know what? I'm adapting. I failed in this video and next time I make this video, I'll learn to close the curtain. Now, last of all, failure can be a humbling experience that keeps entrepreneurs grounded and focused, leading to better relationships with customers, employees, and partners. Now, you got to remember that you might be flying high right now, but that all of us started somewhere, and that just as easily as you've gained your success, you could find yourself back at the bottom of the stack. We see this with major companies that were flying high, Nokia, Motorola, the top of their game, that now are not. Now, we as entrepreneurs can also remember that every single challenge is an opportunity. And learning from those failures and challenges can be a great part of our success. So what's an example of this last point? An entrepreneur may experience failure and use that experience to develop a more humble mindset, leading to stronger relationships with their team and customers. Whatever it is that you're encountering in your life, whatever failures or setbacks you're dealing with, learn to adapt from them. Learn to grow and learn to be a better version of you. All right, guys, I hope that this has been informative. Please stay tuned. Weekly, I'm going to have these podcasts coming out that talk about my experience that I'm learning, developing more skills in business, entrepreneurship, and personal finance. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.